Hey guys, it's Jack here, and today I want to talk about tilting. We all do it, it's no secret. So, what is tilting? Tilting is essentially when you fall into a downward spiral of play, essentially playing worse and worse and worse, from being frustrated. The reasons you want to prevent tilt? I mean, even if you just play the game for fun, tilting still ruins that for you. Tilting will make the game less fun, and if you're playing the game to improve, well, tilting will make you play worse. So you don't want that, do you? So the first question you want to answer is, what tilts you? Everyone gets tilted from different things. Do you tilt when you play badly? Or do you tilt when you see your team play badly? Or do you just get tilted when somebody gives you the classic question mark? Regardless of what tilts you, we all get tilted. I get tilted when I play badly or when I throw a game, and I know that just doing one thing differently would have won that game. However, I don't go on long losing streaks of like 20 games as some people do, and I think there are a lot of ways that you can prevent tilt. One of the most common ways that I avoid tilt are taking long breaks, like at least 5 to 10 minutes, even after a win. And maybe not playing more if you just don't want to, because if I go into a queue and I'm unsure whether or not I want to continue playing like ranked, then I'm probably just gonna not play, because if I get into a game and I already have a mindset of I don't really want to play, or I don't really want to play seriously, then I'll just give up so fast and just tilt really easily. So if that happens, I just either have fun with some normals with friends or just do something else, you know? You don't want League to be your life, because League can suck sometimes, and you don't want your life to suck. I think tilt pretty much only happens like when you're grinding out games and just playing like 20 games in a day, or like maybe not that much, but like 10 games a day, and you're just really playing and playing and playing and playing, and then you'll just sort of play worse and worse and worse and worse, and then you don't take long enough breaks, and you don't really give yourself time to sort out the losses, so you get into this bad mentality, and you're already frustrated before the game's even started, and that makes the game so much harder. And yeah, another thing is the mentality. I always try to remember when I play badly that everyone does it, you know? Even Faker, like Int, sometimes he goes like 0 and 20 or whatever the fuck, right? So, like, you shouldn't get too frustrated when you're playing badly, because that happens, you know? You can't be too critical of yourself in game, because that's just gonna make you feel more frustrated and just start to blame yourself, and then you're just going to get even more tilted after that. You know, like, you want to be critical of yourself after the game, like, so you can learn something from the game, but you don't want to go and criticizing yourself in the middle of the game. That will just make you play worse and feel like you suck, which you don't want in the middle of the game. If you're playing badly, just mute your teammates. Just do it before they even say anything. Like, this is the best way to prevent raging. It's just, like, most of the people that I know, and when I sometimes get a bit toxic, it's because somebody tells me I'm playing badly, and then I respond aggressively, and then an argument develops from there. And if you just mute them before something happens, then you've avoided it. And like, when they just say one thing, the damage is already done. If they just question mark you, you're already gonna start tilting off of just that. Like, it's just so tilting. They don't even have to say anything other than like, what the fuck, and then a question mark ping, and then I'm done for that game, you know? So just mute them and be done with it, you know? The other thing that I remind myself out of every loss is that everyone loses. Like, Faker loses, everyone loses. You can't win every game, and you shouldn't try to win every game. Your point in playing should be to either improve or having fun. If you just want to play to win, then you're gonna not have fun and not have achieved your goal when you lose. And you don't want that, because you want League to be fun, and you probably want to get better, so focusing on winning won't achieve any of those two things. So there's legit no point in being frustrated over a loss, because that happens. And in like a week, you've probably forgotten that loss anyways. Like, think back a week ago from now, right? Do you remember a single loss from a week ago, like clearly in your mind, that wasn't like you made one big mistake, like just one loss? Because I can't. I played a lot of games last week, but I can't remember any of the losses. I can't remember any of the wins either. Like, not clearly. Not that they're impacting me right now. So I don't really care. But Jack, what do you do if your teammates just suck and that's why you're tilting? Well, first off, there's no point in blaming your team, because just like you're gonna play with your team once, but you're gonna play with yourself every game. So even if your team is making 50 mistakes and you're just making one, then after 50 games, it would have been better to have improved yourself than your teammates. So you should just look at what yourself can do and not what your teammates are doing. And there's also a pretty low statistical chance that your teammates are going to lose every game, or int every game, or whatever you want to say that your teammate's doing. Like if you're playing bottom lane, this applies to every lane, and your mid lane has a 50% to win or lose, right? And your top lane has a 50% chance to win or lose. Then combined, they have a 25% chance of both losing, and they have a 25% chance of both winning. So there's only 25% chance of it's essentially being a very hard game if both of your lanes lose. And however, it might not feel like that, but statistically that's how it is. So if you're extremely good, like you'll see really good players are almost never above 75% win rate if they're not smurfing, or maybe they can be over 75% win rate if they're scripting, but that's like the only two cases, like smurfing or scripting. But this is mostly because of the fact that you'll get heavy teammates sometimes, so you can't carry every single game. So you shouldn't really be worried about losing, because that shit happens to everybody, and you just have to accept it. Like, you can't play League and expect to win every single game. Another technique that I like to do is being happy. I know that sounds really weird, but there's a couple of few things that you can do. Like what I used to do a lot, I don't really do it that much anymore, but I still think it's very good, is just smiling. Just smile in your game. Just try to smile. Because smiling actually makes you happy. Like, it produces the hormones that you would if you were happy. And it's really weird, but you're sort of tricking your mind into thinking that you're happy just from smiling. And it really works. Like, just try it in your next game. Just try to smile throughout the game. You'll just feel happy. It's really weird, but it really works. Like, once I had this game, I'll never ever forget it. I was playing Draven, and I had an Ashe support that was trolling me and buying only Frozen Mallet. And I won that game, and guess what I was doing throughout the entire game? I was smiling and told myself, I'm going to carry this game, I'm going to play well this game. And I just kept smiling and I kept being happy, even when he was trying to troll me. Another thing that you can do is list 3 things that you're grateful for. I got this from Mind Games Weldon, by the way, which is a sports psychologist for TSM, or he was, and he's very knowledgeable about the mind during gameplay and just the mind in general. And what he proposed is being grateful. And the way you can do this is after a game, list 3 things that you're grateful for. This can be anything outside of League or inside of League. For example, I'm grateful for having a good dinner. I'm grateful for how fast my YouTube channel has grown. And I'm grateful for the fact that I have a lot of people that I feel comfortable talking with. Like anything from that, you know, like I'm grateful for having a family or whatever. The list goes on and so on and so forth. But just being grateful for things and listing the things that you're grateful for can really make you feel happy and really make you realize how little this game really means to you, and that you shouldn't really take it that hard. Another thing that you can do that I used to do a lot as well is mindfulness. This is also a suggestion that I got from Mind Games Weldon, and I think that's really great if you're struggling with just concentrating in game or just getting enough focus. And it really helps a lot with just staying relaxed in game and staying focused in game and feeling like you're always at your peak performance and that you're always playing the best that you could do. And I just think it really helps. So there's a lot of resources on the web. You can just search for like mindfulness, and Headspace is a decent website for starting out. So I'd recommend that. No, I'm not sponsored, just throwing that out there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you guys learn to not tilt from this one. But yeah, have a good one. Peace.